I say, when I say what age are we in now, when I say the now, I want you to say aloud the age you think we are in, and we'll take an oral vote just to feel what the group thinks. This is your individual idea, not what the table might have thought. So, what age are we in now?
Mind power.
Okay, so we've got three main contenders there. We've got information, we've got knowledge. Somebody said
Technology.
yeah, digital and environmental, and the depressed age. But information and knowledge were main, and there we have information. In the information age, we obviously would think how? Informationally. You're in the information age, you'll think informationally, or digitally, or technologically, which is other words describing the same age. And the children will be taught to be what? Information workers, technologists, digital experts, etc. Now, I am pleased to inform you that if you are in an age and you think in the style of that age, that's appropriate. If you're in the agricultural age and you are thinking agriculturally, it's appropriate. If you're in the information age and you're thinking informationally, that's appropriate. If you are not in the information age and you think you're in the information age, you'll think informationally, which will be inappropriate to the age you're in. So you have to think in conjunction with the current age that you are in. And I'm delighted to let you know that we are no longer in the information age. So if you think we are, you're going to think informationally, and you're not in that age. Now, the information age passed, and by the way, let me just confirm, when an age is superseded, it doesn't disappear. The agricultural age still exists. It was superseded by the industrial age, which still exists. That was superseded, the information age was superseded by the next age, and the information age is still there. But it's not the current age. The information age gave rise to the biggest global stress production thing that has ever existed. What did the information age give rise to that was total stress? Yeah. Overload. Information overload. Too much coming in. How many of you have suffered and still suffer from information overload? Too much to do, too many emails, too many computer messages, too many advertisements, too many choices. Information overload, which produces massive stress. The information age also gave rise to another delight known as death by PowerPoint. And that was some, totally enthusiastic person thinking they're in the information age, the technological age, the digital age, and they want to help you, and so they use their technology to give you data. And they stand in front of you with big screens, and up on the screen comes thousands of words in black, or giant grids of numbers, and your brain just blanks out. Information overload. So the brain, to deal with that, created the next age, which many of you knew about, the knowledge age, which tried to handle the information overload. And so you had new concepts, such as knowledge management. And you actually very quickly had new positions in companies called what? Knowledge managers. Knowledge managers. And in some companies around the world, there are directors. They're actually on the board. Directors of knowledge management to try and deal with the information overload. In Singapore, just over a year ago, a convention, which had many directors of knowledge management, had them confirm publicly that knowledge management was not working. Wasn't working. And it wasn't working for one very valid reason. It wasn't working because there is something far, and I mean far, far, far more important to manage than knowledge. What is it more important to manage than knowledge? On your tables, discuss it. What is it more important to manage than knowledge? Much more important. Starting now. Okay, group, rounding those off. We'll do the same thing again in terms of an oral vote. I will say, what is it more important to manage than knowledge? And you shout out the word you believe it is. So, what is it more important to manage than knowledge? Okay. Okay, we've got a whole range of responses there. We had money, time, other people, creativity, mind maps, etc. It can be nicely summarized in the following statement. What it is more important to manage than knowledge is to manage the manager of knowledge. So before you manage knowledge, you have to manage the manager of knowledge. And if the manager of knowledge doesn't know how to manage knowledge, then the manager of knowledge will mismanage knowledge, as most managers of knowledge do. So what is it that is the manager of knowledge? The mind, the brain. That is the manager of knowledge. And the brain manages knowledge with its multiple intelligences. So we are now at the dawn, the beginning of the next age, which is the age of intelligence. Just beginning. Just beginning. And in that age, we will think how. What do they give you in your lunch? This is one of the easiest questions I have asked you. Let me make it even easier for you. In the agricultural age, we think agriculturally. In the industrial age, we think industrially. In the information age, we think informationally. In the knowledge age, we think knowledgeably. In the age of intelligence, we think... At last, we think intelligently. And which way would you rather think? Of all the ages, which way would you rather think? Intelligently. Because when you think intelligently, you can think intelligently about knowledge, about information, about industry and agriculture and the environment and all subjects and your family and your projects and the future, etc. So we are now in that age, the age of intelligence. And it's a delightful age to be in, and it will change a lot, many things. The information age gave rise to very interesting thoughts. The Wall Street Journal recently did a research into why the big global recession. Who was responsible for that? And the Wall Street Journal decided that fundamentally it was the leaders in business and government who were responsible for that. So they analyzed the qualifications of the leaders in business and government. What do you think the main degree that they had was? the MBA. You've got the MBA, which is a what? A Master of Business Administration. Information age. Administration. Master of Business Administration. And they led the world into recession, said the Wall Street Journal. So the Wall Street Journal examined what was in the qualifications of the MBAs who'd done that. And they had learnt statistics, they had learnt short-term profit-taking, they had learnt administration, they had learnt some analysis. What, said the Wall Street Journal, have they not learnt? What did they not study? Strategy, communication, leadership, environmental responsibility, ethics, strategic thinking and planning, etc., etc. So what I am suggesting that the MBA needs to be either converted into or remain as an MBA, so you can get your Master in Business Administration, but you should also be able to get an MB, a Master's Business Degree, as an MBT or an MBI, which is a what? Master of Business, what's an MBT? Master of, not a Master of, not a Master of Business Technology. That puts you back in the information age. Yes, a Master of Business Thinking. And what's an MBI? Yes, a Master of Business Intelligence. Would you like to have a master's degree called a Master of Business Intelligence, Master of Business Thinking, or Master of Business Administration? I mean, you can choose of the three, or maybe have all three of them in your intellectual pocket. But we are now in that age. Master, all master's degrees, whether it's a Master of Finance and an MBA combined, is a lot better than an MBA. The Masters of Finance degrees that I have examined do not have thinking in them. They don't have the development of intelligence and the application of it as part of it. They have it more cultural fine art, which is essential. Because the intelligences are plural. And if you quickly want to note the intelligences that you need to use, your main intelligences are verbal, mathematical, or mathematico-logical, which are the standard IQ. But that's only part of it. You then have your personal intelligence. You have your physical intelligence. How well is your body functioning as a result of you looking after it? You have your sensory or sensual intelligence, which Leonardo da Vinci considered to be the most important. And all your senses you can develop. You have your ethical or spiritual intelligence. Highly important.